Hello, welcome in everybody. Hi, how you doing? I know I'm a little bit late. Welcome in everybody. I appreciate you all stopping by. If you guys haven't stopped by before, my name is Andy Zhu. I'm here to talk about real estate, finance, cryptocurrency, stocks, whatever you guys want. Today, I apologize, I was a little bit late helping my mom get some plants from Lowe's. Tyler Cobble, what about Tesla buying Bitcoin? That's a very good question, Tyler. Uh, that's something that we can definitely discuss today. And if for those of you who don't know, Tyler's actually my boss. So thank you, Tyler, for stopping by. it is the weirdest experience, guys. To have your boss be very tech, social media savvy and tech savvy, and because he can keep up with all the things along with you. So if you can find one, if you can find someone to work for that you enjoy, you get along with, and also knows tech and social media, then that they're going to be following you around forever. Midwest player, you can't curse, lol. I know, I gotta be very careful of what I say right now. So, Tyler, please don't listen too hard. But anyway, we can talk a little bit about Tesla buying Bitcoin just for a brief moment, I suppose. Musk is trying not to have the halving. It's ASIN 2. Yeah, let's talk about the Bitcoin halving, and let's talk about Tesla buying Bitcoin. So obviously, over the past month, right, we've seen Bitcoin run up to a mega high. It hit 50K. It fell down a lot again to like 40 some. Then now it went hit 60K again. Now it's retrading down lower. I think about 55 right now or so. And obviously a lot of this was precipitated by the fact that it's now getting a lot of institutional buy-in, Bitcoin, right? It's getting institutional buy-in from these companies like Tesla and from a lot of the actual not just Tesla, companies like MicroStrategy. It's being traded on the futures exchanges, especially in Canada, and all of these different places. There's real big Alexis Intel. Hi, baby. Hi, how you doing, baby? Nice to see you. So they're trading on these big exchanges, right? They're trading on these big exchanges with a lot of institutional money. Gabriel D says, "What up? What up to you, my friend?" On these big exchanges, a lot of institutional money, and that's the biggest key, guys. When you're trying to look at something like as volatile as a cryptocurrency and as volatile as these new alternative investments, you're going to want to look for things that have these big bank money people coming after it, because when they're coming after it, you know it's going to end up starting to be safer, right? Starting to be safer for you. So this is where you have an opportunity. And this is why I think it's so important for people to learn about cryptocurrency. And I by no means am some cryptocurrency god or guru or expert by any means, right? But it's one of those opportunities where you have to kind of be able to get in before the big guys do, right? These guys who are on Wall Street, who have been in the game for 50 billion years and are like 100 years old, they're not necessarily as ahead on cryptocurrency as the average person, right? So this is an opportunity. Now it's the tides are turning, as opposed to like 4 or 5 years ago, right? As opposed to 4 or 5 years ago, when no big guy was in crypto. Now they're starting to put their money in. Eventually, the rest of them are going to catch up. And if you guys are ahead of the curve, then it's going to be well rewarded for you, right? That's why I think it's so important to learn about cryptocurrency and all these different things as well. Let's say uh, ADA, Matic, and Stellar says Houston, Texas. So Cardano is a great program. For those of you who don't program cryptocurrency, Cardano is a great cryptocurrency that is essentially, and I've explained it here a couple times, essentially what Cardano is. And you guys have to look, and let's take a step back. Right? Let's talk about the whole cryptocurrency scene, right? We've obviously got Bitcoin, and then we've got Ethereum as number two. And so right now, I'm not sure what is the number three coin trading right now. Number three trading coin right now is Binance, which we also can get into. So for these cryptocurrencies, each one often offers a different purpose, or what is known as a value proposition, right? So what a value proposition is: a reason for why something exists. For a company to exist, for a cryptocurrency to exist, it is the value that this cryptocurrency gives to the world, right? Because it has to give some sort of value to the world. Otherwise, anyone can make a cryptocurrency, right? Literally, you and I could go out there online right now. A lot of cryptocurrency code is open source. A lot of cryptocurrency code is open source, and then you can literally go out and you can copy paste this code, and you can make Sailor JK Karaoke. Thank you for the fire. I appreciate you, my friend. You can literally copy paste that code and make your own cryptocurrency and call it something else. Like, you could do that if you wanted to, right? It is open source information, but that doesn't mean that anybody's going to value it, right? So that's why it's important to understand the value proposition. So for something like Bitcoin, the value proposition is what is known as digital gold. It's treated kind of right now as a gold-like asset is what people are investing it in. Ethereum, the reason behind Ethereum is that it's essentially a quote-unquote global computer. With Ethereum, you can use things called smart contracts, and that essentially just means you can essentially code based off of this cryptocurrency's technology, the blockchain technology of Ethereum. Kind of wild. Essentially just means that, if I want to set up financial documents, right? If I want to set up a loan, for example, and then I can have it automatically execute, say, if it pays 10%, if I give my 1 Ethereum to this dude needs to give me 10%, Ethereum of my loan per year back to me. Otherwise, it will foreclose on him and give it back to me or something like that. If they can set that up so it executes automatically, and that's the importance of Ethereum. So Cardano, the importance of Cardano is that it is trying to do the similar sort of thing that Ethereum is trying to do. It is a smart contract-based system. It is a smart contract-based system. And what that means, again, is that it's trying to have, you have the ability to build apps and coding on top of this cryptocurrency. So the reason why that's important is because, and so people are like, okay, why would I ever buy Cardano when Ethereum exists? Ethereum's already there. It's the number 2 cryptocurrency. It has a lot of market cap. The total amount of Ethereum that exists is $200 billion. That's a lot. Why would I buy Cardano when the total amount of Cardano that exists out there is only $32 billion, right? It's a lot less. The reason why is that Ethereum's been having some problems lately. Ethereum's been having problems with an issue called gas fees and scaling. So what a gas fee is that essentially every time something happens on the cryptocurrency blockchain network, you have to pay a certain amount of money for it to go through. That's how this system is self-regulating. And so the amount of money you have to pay, which is the Ethereum token, or GWEI, G-W-E-I, has been very high recently because so many people are using Ethereum that the price for sending products along Ethereum is taking a lot of money. So that is why for Ethereum, it's having some problems, right? It is so popular that it's too expensive to do transactions on Ethereum. So for something like Cardano is trying to do the same sort of thing as Ethereum, but they have a better updated technology that allows them to be more scalable. And that's their value proposition, right? We're all coming back. Y'all think I'm just talking, and it all comes back, it all comes back to the circle. So that's what Cardano is. And so I personally, I'm very bullish on Cardano. I think a lot of projects are going to be moving over to Cardano. I don't think Ethereum is going to die by any means, but I am, pretty bullish on Cardano. For full transparency, I don't own any of this right this second, but I set a stop limit to buy some at $1. So if that thing hits $1 and it had hit a peak of like $1.30 or something, it has been trending down pretty heavily over the last few weeks. If it hits $1, I will execute a buy order because I have a limit order set already. So that is full transparency. So actually, if the price goes down, it benefits me. So don't. I could tell you guys not to buy it, but anyway, I believe in it for the long term, and that's why. And I believe in, honestly in most of these cryptocurrencies for the long term, right? That's what I was saying before, kind of at the start of the hour, right? It's at $1.05 right now. Yes. Where do you buy Cardano? On Kraken is where you can buy it, on Kraken. And also you can, if you're not in the US, you can buy it on different ones, but I think that's probably the easiest one. You cannot buy it on Coinbase. So that's where you would try to look at Cardano. So someone asked, Persephone Blue says, you have some Stellar Lumens currently and tiny amount of Bitcoin. Yeah, me too. I have some Stellar. I'm down on my Stellar. Big sad. But I do believe in Stellar for the long term as well. Stellar is a global payments processing platform that essentially is in the same category of a Ripple. They actually share the same founder, and Ripple is XRP. My favorite advisor, Lissalot Fairweather. Hey, nice to see you, my friend. So I do have some stellar. I'm actually down on my stellar. Sad, big sad, but it's okay. I'm executing that trade for the long term at this point, and this is what I've been trying to tell you guys too. Is that something in Houston, Texas? What about Matic? I haven't researched enough about Matic. People have been telling me to research it. I don't want to make any uninformed opinions that I can't really say anything near. Nor do I know enough about VeChain and VeThor. Nor do I know enough about those. Someone says, own any Doge. Majestic Blue 23, own any Doge. I do not own any Doge, and I'm going to get to that in just a second. So, this is the reason why I try to caution people away, actually. So, a lot of people come to my chat, and a lot of people, especially the younger guys, are always like, yo, what is the latest meme stock? What is the latest meme cryptocurrency? What is the thing that's going to blow up 100 billion% tomorrow? And obviously, I see the appeal in that. And I see the appeal of wanting to be rich tomorrow because I also, too, would love to be rich tomorrow. I think the majority of people in the world probably would say, if you had the choice of saying, would you be rich tomorrow or would you be poor tomorrow? I think the answer is pretty simple for most people. But that being said, it's not always that easy, right? And there's a lot of volatility and there's a lot of danger in all of this kind of stuff, right? So, when you're investing in these stocks or in cryptocurrency, you have to understand, and this is what I encourage people to do, that things can go up and down very quickly. And if you're not prepared to sit in terms in days where you see your portfolio go down, you're going to get hurt because you're going to sell out and you're going to get emotional and you're going to panic and you're going to sell out and you're going to lose a bunch of money. Like, I've been there and I've done that. Yeah, and I've been there and done that not only with my own money, I've been there and done that, and advising my parents to do so as well. So don't, the emotions is very hard to get past, and that's why I always caution people about investing in this, especially with an amount of money that you're scared of losing, right? So that's what I want to talk about there. But I don't own any Doge, and the reason why I don't own any Doge is that for Dogecoin. Laserbeam 226, how can you buy Ripple in the US? You found extremely difficult things. Laserbeam, that's because, and this is the problem with Ripple, that's because that Ripple has a big lawsuit against it. There's an SEC lawsuit against Ripple right now that essentially is saying that, yo, we think you're a security. And I think the odds are that SEC is going to lose that lawsuit, because if they're going to call Ripple a security, then they're going to have to call most cryptocurrencies a security offering. And what that just means is that the reason why the SEC exists is that allegedly, and it doesn't do it a lot of the time, but allegedly they're supposed to be protecting the individual investor from getting hurt, right? That's what the SEC is allegedly supposed to be doing. But but Ripple has now been sued by the SEC. And they're saying that they were an unregistered security, and the security is something like offering a stock or offering like an investment opportunity that says it's going to produce some sort of returns. That's what a security is. And they're saying Ripple is a security rather than a cryptocurrency. So that's where we're getting into some legal trouble with Ripple, and that's why you can't find it on a lot of exchanges. It used to be on Coinbase, for example, but it has since been taken off Coinbase. I'm not actually sure where you can be buying Ripple in the United States because of that. You can always set up a VPN. If you set up a VPN, I'm pretty sure you can use things like Binance or other places. But that gets a little bit more complicated if you're trying to spoof your IP address in order to buy buy Ripple. This is why I've been trying to tell people that I personally would not be investing in Ripple because it has an SEC lawsuit against it. If the lawsuit came off and they won the lawsuit, then my mind would be changed. I would take a much closer look at Ripple. But the problem is like, I don't want to be putting on that extra risk for having a lawsuit that could potentially come down and blow this thing out of the water. So that's the problem with Ripple. Remember to always hold ground. Willie Hess says, penicillin is the worst strategy in the world. I'd agree. If your strategy is penicillin, it's going to be bad. I assume you mean panic selling. Your buddy Dom, Coinbase is supposed to be having an IPO this year. Any interest? Absolutely. Your buddy Dom. That, I think, just like what happened in every single tech IPO, at the very least, I know this is one of the few opportunities where I'm fairly sure that it's pretty easy to make money, at least based off of historical things, historical what we've seen in the past, right? historical examples. Maybe that's the word I was trying to go for. So for Coinbase's IPO, right? So this comes from someone who made a big killing off of the Roblox IPO. Let me tell you guys, I made a lot of money off the Roblox IPO. I made $3. Yeah, you're talking to a big baller over here. I know. I'm buying everybody's lunch. Everyone has a free beer. Everyone gets a free Tesla from me. Okay, I made $3 off the Roblox IPO. But uh, I invested in a company, and I don't usually do this. I invested in a company that essentially I didn't know anything about or do any research on or really have any sort of fundamental analysis on. So this is where I invested into Roblox there. But I literally did it just to get on the day one IPO train, right? On the day one IPO train, a lot of times these tech companies have been spiking huge on day one. So what did I do? I literally bought 2 shares, and then at like $68, I was supposed to buy at 64.50, but the limit order didn't fund for some reason. It kicked me out. Anyway, I was meaning to buy at 64.50, which is what it opened at. It bought me at 68.50, whatever, and then I just sold it the same day at $70. So I had 2 shares of it, and I made $3 whole. But the point being said is that even like a 3 to 5 to 10% gain day one, which is what Roblox had, is pretty common for these tech IPOs. So literally, you don't have to know very much, and oftentimes they will spike up 3 to 10% on day one, and then you just get in and out. So I didn't even care about it for the long run. So for Coinbase, I very, very much expect it to be the same sort of thing. So whenever we're seeing when Coinbase comes out, unless it comes out in the middle of some like huge global crash, I expect us to be seeing the same sort of thing. Rosita Partida O says hello. And Colorado Clark says 30% taxes, so you made $2. Yeah, my short-term capital gains tax takes what, 25 or 30% off of that. So I made a lot of money from my Roblox trade, y'all, like $2.25. You're big baller Andy Zoo in the house. So anyway, the point being said is for when Coinbase comes out as an IPO, I think I'm going to do the same thing, and I think that there are some long-term benefits to owning Coinbase. And the number one being they are obviously the biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the United States, and I don't see that going away anytime soon. And it's like owning Coke versus owning Pepsi. It's like, do you want to own a Coke or do you want to own the Pepsi? It's like, I don't care what y'all are saying. I'm about to start a flame war, right? Like, I hope my friends in the chat are preferable to Coke, right? Right. This is there are right opinions and there are wrong opinions, and if you prefer Pepsi, that is the wrong opinion. I'm sorry, my friend. So anyway, the point is, regardless of the flavor, Coke is by far the bigger company, right? So you want to own the bigger company in the space, and that's what Coke is. That's what Coinbase is, right? And Coinbase is the biggest cryptocurrency platform in the United States. There's going to be a lot of attention for it because of that for the long term. I would have to look at what the valuation is and all that kind of stuff to say, is it overvalued, undervalued? I don't really know at this point in time. But there are going to be a lot of institutional guys, and this is what I was talking about at the start of the chat. You want to follow as much as possible where the institutional money is going, because they can help carry you along the way. Well, now, we may not like them very much. They may be against us most of the time, but they are going to lift you up along the way. And if you can get ahead of them, right? You want to follow the tide rather than fight the tide as much as possible. So a lot of institutional investors who are a little bit more wary of investing in cryptocurrency might be buying into Coinbase as an IPO in order to have more exposure to the cryptocurrency market. Now, I think that's personally for you and me. Dennis Rasponi, I'm retired from talks. Been good talking with you. Oh, Dennis, I will see you. Nice to see you, my friend. I'm sorry to see you go. Hopefully, you're going to be doing okay. Protect yourself out there, my friend. It's been a blast. So anyway, Coinbase is I don't actually recommend investing in that for your personal or it's investing in a company that owns cryptocurrency in order to just have exposure to it. I'd rather you own the cryptocurrency yourself. And my reason for that is because that I think the ability of cryptocurrency to become a lot more valuable to 10x to 100x is a lot greater than owning something like a Coinbase or owning something like a Bitcoin mining company that is just exposed to the sector, right? a company can go out of business. An asset, like a cryptocurrency, if it's a good one, it's never going to go out of business. And as long as there's demand for it, there will be value for it, right? So that's what I've been looking into. Colorado Clark says, Andy, have you been looking to any NFT stocks? TCAT took a huge jump midday. There are others. Colorado Clark, I have been. And Beer Card also asked, let me answer this first. Specs on my trading computer, CPU, cores, RAM, etc. I don't do day trades. I've been saying this before, y'all. Like, that's not me. I don't have time to be doing day trading because I've got a lot of other stuff going on in my life. I very rarely do swing trading, so like I don't need a big computer to do that. Like I'll set limit orders and do my little thing, and that's it. Like I'll do some entry point analysis very rarely for a momentum or swing trade that I'll want to do, but those are usually more of an exercise in theory rather than I'm actually trying to make a lot of money in it day to day. That is not me. So if you want to be learning from those guys, there are a lot of guys on YouTube who do that. Rainer Tio is a guy that I've watched a lot of, and I hear that this guy called Trey's Trades is also pretty good. Have not watched a lot of him, but a lot of people have been recommending him to me. But Colorado Clark says, have I been looking at NFT stocks? No, but I really want to, right? NFTs are something that I think there is a lot of opportunity to make money in NFTs right now, especially as they haven't fully broken out into the mainstream yet. And for those who don't know, NFTs are non-fungible tokens. And that essentially just means that it is a digital collectible. Fungible, right? When we call them non-fungible, we like to break things down here, right? Make them easy to explain and understand. Non-fungible means that it is not tradable. Fungible means tradable or interchangeable. So thank you for the presence, Colorado Clark. I appreciate you as always, my friend. For NFTs, that just means you can't interchange it for something else. So one Bitcoin, thank you, 25 presents, I appreciate you. One Bitcoin can be interchangeable with another Bitcoin, right? They're the same thing, right? They're fungible. $1 bill can be exchanged, traded, I'm blending my words together, for another dollar bill. They're fungible. A non-fungible token is essentially just saying, hey, this thing is unique. It has unique properties, protecting it and making sure that you know that it is, not replicable. And so people have been buying a lot and speculating with these NFTs, and people have been making a lot of money off of it. Like you could have bought, if you had bought one of those Taco Bell released some NFTs on Twitter. I think they were sold for like $1.50 or $2 or something like that. And then people flipped them for like $10,000 or like a few $1,000s. Like that's instant money, right? And people have been selling NFTs for hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars too. So this thing is real and here to stay because people at this point say, if I want to own a baseball, like let's say I own a signed baseball or a signed baseball card or whatever, that's just a collectible. It's unique. It can't be replicated because it's in the physical asset, and then it has this signature on it that no one else has. It's the same thing for these NFTs. Once you get past the idea that, couldn't you copy it on the internet or whatever, it's different, right? You can see, for example, if you own the Mona Lisa in, is it in the Louvre, right? Let's say the Mona Lisa is in the Louvre, but you've never been to France. You've probably seen the Mona Lisa, right? You've seen a picture of the Mona Lisa, right? I'd expect most of you have. So, but that doesn't mean you own the Mona Lisa. You can own a picture of the Mona Lisa. You can even have it printed out and put on your wall and have it look like a painting. And, you can even have someone make it textured and stuff that it looks like you have oil on canvas and put it on your wall, right? That doesn't mean you own the Mona Lisa because there's only one of it, right? It's unique. So essentially they figured out a way in the code to ensure that people know it is unique, that it cannot be replicated. I don't necessarily know all the details and technology behind it, but if you assume that it is, right, then it's just like owning something particular that's in the real world, but it just happens to be digital. But as we've seen through the pandemic, half of our lives have become digital pretty recently. Lissalot Fairweather, thank you very much for sharing your wisdom with us. You are a good human being. God bless you. God bless you, Lissalot. Thank you. I don't know if I have any wisdom. I just, I'm just trying to. I just have thoughts. I just have thoughts. Curtis Lane, hello, my friend. Nice to see you. No, Nona Bologna, have Pi mining for stocks? Nona Bologna, let's talk about Pi. I actually had Azrael 2007. Hey, amigo. And Miss Mamama, one of a kind. Oh, thank you guys. Nice to see you guys. Let's talk about Pi mining. I actually had my friend Curtis Lane, who just joined the chat. had me look into this the other. I is this cryptocurrency. Let's quotation marks this. Cryptocurrency that is, if you can download this app on the App Store, and then you can click this button and it says mine pi. Wow. And you'll get 10 pi sent to you every day, or however many much. So you can get however many much pi sent to you every day for free. So this when you mine pi like that, they're giving it to you, and you're like, wow, I get free cryptocurrency. But what's happening? It doesn't mean anything. This cryptocurrency is not currently worth anything. So that's what I was saying before. Like, I could go out there and copy the same code of some cryptocurrency and call it Andy Zoo coin or Gen Z rebuilds coin, and then throw it out there. But if no one wanted to trade real money for it, it wouldn't be worth anything. So that's currently where pi sits, right? So pi has no inherent value, and the thing is, they're trying to make it into inherent value. But I would consider looking into their website, and this is how you do due diligence on these cryptocurrencies, right? And this is so not. I don't want you to take this just for the Pi coin. I want you to take this and apply this and know how to go step by step and evaluate any cryptocurrency, right? So what did I do when I heard of Pi coin? I did some Google searches. I read some analyst reports about it. And then most of them were like, this is kind of weirded out. And then I looked at their website, and their website essentially has almost no information about it, right? So if you go to, I don't even know what the website is, but if you look up Pi Crypto, and then you can go look at who their sponsors are. You want to look at their team, right? You want to look at their plan for the future, and you want to look at their value proposition, which we talked about before, their white paper. TC Cooksey, you're not worthy. You're always worthy for me. UX Guy says sub. Hello, nice to see you, UX Guy. So this white paper that I've been talking about for Pi coin. So first, okay, let's go back to the management team, because management team, when you're investing in a cryptocurrency, it's like you're investing in a startup, right? What do I think of CRO coins as Cajun Spice 007? Oh, I can talk about CRO coin in a second. I think I forgot to talk about Doge too. I can go back to that. Anyway, for Pi coin, looking at their management team, they have a couple Stanford professors on there. So that's great, obviously. Like, it's always good. It's always good to have Stanford professors on there, and because you're like, oh, Stanford guys are smart. But the thing is with that is that, just because somebody's smart doesn't mean that they're looking out for you. So let's put that out there, right? Like, just because someone is smart and has a Harvard degree or a Stanford degree doesn't mean that they actually care about you, right? Let's look at, I don't know, United States politicians, for example. Wow. So anyway, before I go too far down the rabbit hole, a lot of times, just having a high credential may seem like a good thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything by itself. It's obviously better to have it than not. But the thing is all that we know about this management team is that, okay, they're a bunch of Stanford professors, and that's great. Okay, great. Okay, Stanford people, good, bad, indifferent. Okay, I don't care. So now let me read the white paper for the Pi cryptocurrency. So Beer Car says, you read the white paper, Stanford PhDs running the platform, feels okay, but it's still just faith. So that's the problem. If you go look at their white paper, I think it's one of the worst written white papers that I've seen. One of the worst written white papers that I've seen. And literally, I'm reading it, I don't know what they're doing. And that's not a good sign, right? It's not that hard to read a lot of these white papers. They're not that complicated. But usually, within the first couple of sentences, you will know what they're trying to do. With this one, I had no idea, because they literally spent the first 70 or 80% of their white paper just telling me what cryptocurrency is. Slow Trolling says, sup, yo. Chris Orbach says, Decentraland. Let me talk about Decentraland too. Oh my gosh. This is what happened, guys. This is I get talking about one topic for 10, 15 minutes, and this is how I get behind. Anyway, talking about Pi Crypto and their white paper, literally they are just explaining what cryptocurrency is for 3/4 of the page, and then at the very end they're like, oh, we want to do something with attention, and the fact that we can capture people into the app, and clicking on the app button means that we can gather attention and monetize attention. So anyway, that's the point of the Pi white paper. And if you read it, there are typos. The last time I read it, there were typos. I'm like, y'all can't be having typos out here. Stanford PhD having typos in your white paper. This paper sounds like it was written, and it's written poorly too, might I add. The language is not that great. it feels like it was written by like a high school senior trying to like turn in a B paper for his, future of the world class. I don't know. Anyway, I was not impressed by it, and that enough for me was to turn me off from it. So okay, Miss Mamamal said you've invested in Dogecoin. Do you think it's going to go up or stay the same? Miss Mamamal, Colorado Clark, it's like reading a high school history paper where the student spends half their text repeating. Absolutely, yeah, you got it. You got it right there. Let's talk about Dogecoin. Let's talk about Dogecoin here quickly. I have Doge, I have CRO, and then I had one more. If I can remember. Decentraland, yeah. I have Doge, CRO, and Decentraland. So we're coming for you, okay? So let's talk Doge first because I was supposed to answer about Doge way back in the chat. Anyway, Dogecoin. So Dogecoin actually doing pretty well right now. Surprisingly to me, they're at like they went up back to I think 59 or 60 cents at one point this past week, but now they're back to 56. I think currently the floor for Doge seems to be about 50 cents. The floor seems to be about 50 cents. After talking about AMC, Mountain Man, let's talk about AMC afterwards. So the floor for Dogecoin seems to be about 50 cents. At least that's where it's been for the past few weeks. The problem with Dogecoin is that really my strategy for you and for Dogecoin would really depend on what did you get in Dogecoin at, and why are you invested in Dogecoin? Because that's where you have to be looking at there for Dogecoin. If you bought Dogecoin at 0.002 cents, I would tell you never sell that thing. Because if you bought it at 0.002 cents and it's at 50 cents, there are some good odds that thing can go up more over a longer period of time. And even if it crashes a lot, you've still made a lot of money, right? Even if it crashes down to I'm sorry, 5 cents and not 50 cents is what I meant to say, right? 0.056 cents. Anyway, the 5.6 cents. Oh my gosh, math is hard. Anyway, so yeah. Yes. I'm reading the numbers wrong. It would be 50 basis points. I'm thinking basis points. Oh my gosh. That's some interest rate stupid stupid nonsense coming to me. Anyway, so I was thinking basis points. Anyway, the point is for Dogecoin, it could crash way back low again. You'd still be way in the green. So if you bought it super cheap, then that's good. But what I would say for the average person, especially if they don't have any money in Dogecoin right now, I would not be putting money in there. And that's because of two reasons. Number one is that Dogecoin still currently is 99% meme value only. And while meme value is very important, I think that meme value has a limit, right? You cannot just infinitely meme something. You can infinitely meme for a while, right? GameStop has done a pretty good, pretty solid meme, but it doesn't go to infinity. So, and oftentimes it runs out. And Dogecoin has lost some serious amount of its steam. It hit 8 cents and has since retraced very significantly from 8 cents or so, and has been trading around 5 cents for the last few weeks. And so we've lost a lot of the momentum value behind Doge. So now all we're left is meme people who hold Doge just for meme value. Now, I've always been saying is that if Dogecoin were started to be accepted in outlets that you could trade Dogecoin for real life objects, then Dogecoin has some more value to interact with the real world. And Mark Cuban has been pushing it a lot. Mark Cuban has been pushing Dogecoin. So now the Mavs, I believe, are accepting Dogecoin at their games to buy tickets and merchandise and stuff. So that's one thing that you can exchange your Dogecoin for. But really the problem with Dogecoin is that it's only being pumped by like people like Mark Cuban and Elon Musk, and there's not a lot of outside energy behind that. Now, I think that there is a significant amount of community belief and buy-in now to keep it at a pretty solid floor, probably within the 4 to 5 cents range. It's probably going to be hard to make it drop any further than that. But beyond that, my issue for people investing in Dogecoin is that you can make money off of it, absolutely. Mountain Man 2009, you bought it, a bad FOMO moment, bought it 9 cents, sunk $400 into it. Oh no. So look, if you bought it in 9 cents, honestly, I would hold on to it because it will probably spike again at some point in time. My issue for the majority of people, if you're up, I say hold it. If you're down, I'd say hold it. I just wouldn't get into it because you can put your money in something else that's a lot safer, right? Like you can be putting your money in something else like a Cardano or even just a Bitcoin. You know, like it will be much safer over the long run. You have a much safer and much more predictable way for it to go up, and you're still investing in cryptocurrency. It's just like it's not as shiny and it doesn't have a dog on it. But like the thing is about it is that you absolutely can make money off of it in the short term too, potentially. You just have to hope for a huge spike, and it's just not necessarily going to happen. You know, it's not necessarily going to be happening tomorrow. Uh, Ruby, hi Papacito, nice to see you, mi amor. I missed you. Anyway, let's go back. Let's go back and talk about CRO. Right? Someone was asking me about CRO. Someone was asking me about Decentraland. What do I think about Hoj? Skip T-shirt. What is Hoj? People have been talking to me about Hoj. I'm like, what is this Hoj? H-O-G-E. Hoj Finance. Watch out for the Binance Smart Coin fake token of Hoj. Huh. I don't know what this is. They're making a fake Dogecoin token. Anyway, Yarn just says, "Hey, bro, hello, bro. Let's talk about CRO, the crypto token. I don't know anything about this. I'm looking at this right now. Fun deflationary auto staking. It's Doge but DeFi, so it's like a clone of Doge. So now Doge is getting its own like spin-off. That's really funny. I will look into this because I assume I'm going to get a lot more questions about this. Miss Aquarius, hey, nice to see you. Long time no see. I'm glad you stopping by. So anyway, let's talk about CRO token. So CRO token for Doge, the next Doge. Y'all, this is crazy. I can't believe now there's Doges having spinoffs. Your buddy Dom talked about NFTs and ETH. I will talk about that soon too. That's on my list. Okay, NFT is on my list and ETH is on my list. Anyway, talking about CRO token. So we've talked a lot about Bitcoin. We've talked a lot about Ethereum and a few other coins and their value propositions, right? So there's another class and a Ripple or Stellar Lumens value proposition would be trading and interchanging money quickly. So a value proposition of the CRO token is busy life making money? Hell yeah. Good for you, Miss Aquarius. So, Hoj's Doge's pet says Irombi. Yeah, that's funny. I'll have to look into it. I will look into it for tomorrow, guys, for Hoj. So, there are other tokens called essentially what are known as utility tokens, essentially, that essentially are built to facilitate trading within a platform. So, you have a couple of tokens, like the Binance token and the CRO token, that are made to trade for these different trading platforms. Essentially what this means is that if you own Binance token or CRO token, you can get reduced trading fees if you own them, okay? If you own them and are trading on their platform. So that's what the advantage of a Binance token or a CRO token is. So the more people that are using the platform, the more valuable that token will be, right? Just because more people will going to be buying it and holding it. Did I look into Algorand, Slow Trolling? No, I have not yet. Hoj is Doge, but with a cat, Mountain Man 2099. Y'all are coming up with new explanations for what this Hoj coin is every single time. So it's definitely evolving. Hoj is going next level, man. So anyway, for CRO, for Binance token, that's what these are. They're utility tokens meant to facilitate the use of a platform. So I think they're both good. I think Binance and Crypto.com, maybe to a lesser extent, are going to be platforms that are going to continue to be around. As more people use it, the token will go up, right? This is why I love cryptocurrency right now, guys. We are ahead of the game, right? 25% of the US population owns cryptocurrency. If you own any cryptocurrency at all, even 1 cent, you are way ahead over 75% of the population. That's pretty good, right? That means that supply and demand, as more and more people trickle in to cryptocurrency, supply is the same, demand go up, price go up, everybody happy. Moon, rocket, very good. So that's what we want, right? So with a platform like CRO, with like a Binance, as especially Bitcoin prices and other cryptocurrency prices are going up, you're going to see more people using the app because there are more people going to be trading stuff. right? There are more people going to be trading stuff. So that's what you're going to see those going up as well, right? But the thing is too with those tokens, there's a trade-off, right? You're all as long as you have a base of people, as long as you have a base of people using the platform, then you're going to that token is going to continue to go up over the long run. Uh, you're so cute. Oh, thank you, Miss Aquarius. Ruby Maleficent, you have 3,000 crow. Yeah, let's send that thing to the rocket for Ruby. I'm not worried about government intervention with crypto. We can talk about government intervention with crypto as well. So with CRO token, with the Binance token, as long as you have a group of people using it, it's going to be doing well. I also am big into the basic attention token, which is the token of Brave browser as well. These utility tokens are meant to facilitate things within their platform. As long as you have more people in their platform, it's going to be doing better. Thank you for the firing, Ruby. I appreciate you. Not to brag, but you own the world's most valuable .crypto domain name. Jay, please, 916, let us know. What is it? What is it? You own it already, so tell us. So anyway, there's always going to be a demand for it as long as there's people using the platform. But usually these tokens are going to be a lot more stable, right? Because they're not going to all of a sudden moonshot, or they tend not to. Now, Binance has seen a little bit of moonshotting as well, but they tend to not be they tend to be more stable rather than other cryptocurrencies, and that can be good or bad, right? Because as long as it's tracking pretty regularly with user growth, then it's steadily going to be going up. But it's not going to be like a Bitcoin that can have all of a sudden a bunch of massive outside investment. No one's going to ever view a crypto.com token or Binance.com token as much as something that has value, intrinsic value by itself, right? It has value because of the platform, which is both good because it gives it more stability, but bad because it gives it more stability, right? And that's why you want to be balancing your portfolio, right? You don't want to have everything in one thing, because that's the best way to plan for the future, that you don't know what's going to happen, right? That you never know what's going to happen in the future. And so you might as well be in a bunch of different things that allow you to hedge against all different contingencies. Your buddy Don, thank you for the fire. I appreciate you very much. Jay, please, you own the world's most valuable .crypto. That's really funny. Good for you. Honestly, that's a pretty good domain name. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Ruby says you have CRO.88 sushi Uniswap. Oh my gosh, Ruby's out here killing the game. She's gonna be a bazillionaire by the time we're all said and done. So I need to follow in your footsteps. I don't have nearly as much as you do. Jay, please says thanks. You're welcome, my friend. You're welcome, my friend. When you have your cryptocurrency website set up, we'll all go to the world's most valuable crypto.com or .crypto. I want to own the world's most valuable .crypto too. Anyway, Ethereum and Bitcoin. Yeah, good for you, Ruby. I'm glad you own it all. My music stopped playing. I've got to play it. Video pause. Keep watching. Anyway, you bought Chainlink at what, $1.80? What is it now? It's way higher than $1.80. Good for you, bro. So anyway, people wanted to know about Decentraland. Let's talk about Decentraland. This is one that I have studied, not as much on the financial value aspect of it, of where it needs to be right now, but more on the concept of it. Because look, guys, I am a real estate developer. That is my job, right? I am a real estate investor. This is what I look at. Decentraland is a game essentially based off of blockchain cryptocurrency stuff. 27 to 30, Chris Orbach. Good for you, bro. That's awesome. So Decentraland is a game based off of a blockchain cryptocurrency technology that essentially allows you to own virtual real estate. And so that's awesome, right? Ruby have 55 different coins, but nothing have gone up for you to make millions. We're patient, right? We're patient here. We're long-term holders, Ruby. We're gonna get there. So Decentraland is this platform that allows you to own virtual real estate in this virtual world, right? So I think that's awesome, right? Because and the thing is about it, what do you think of XRP going on the Flare network and BFA working for XRP Ripple? we can talk about it in just a second too. Let's finish Decentraland. Decentraland is the fact that you can own virtual real estate and that people won't pay anything for it is pretty cool. Because kind of, you think about it this way. A lot of people are hanging out online, right? People go to Fortnite, kids especially. People go to Fortnite and they hang out in their lobby or they hang out in a game and they just interact with their characters. Or we talked about Roblox, right? People go to Roblox and they hang out in different parts of the world. This is where people actually are spending their time. They are spending their time hanging out in virtual places, especially because of the pandemic, but also because this is just where the world is going in general. So if you're spending your time hanging out in virtual places, just like you would spend your time hanging out in real life places, why wouldn't the virtual places that you like to hang out in the most be worth something? You know, it's the same, right? If you're spending your time there, then that's what matters, right? Decentraland plots are $9,000. Lord have mercy. That's crazy. But the thing is about Decentraland is that what makes it cool is that you have state in real life that allows that, you know, sometimes you just get lucky, right? And there's more and more population. And that, well, I guess you could technically do it for Decentraland too. You could buy a plot right now for 9 grand, I guess, and 3.5 million for the state. Lord have mercy. So you could buy a plot for 9,000 and then hope that more and more people are going to be in Decentraland like 5 years from now, and then just sell it later when more and more people are in it and the land is more valuable, right? Caltex in the house. Howdy, howdy. Nice to see you, my friend. Anyway, my southern accent gonna come out. That one's laying on a little thick. I usually lay it on a little softer than that. UPod Decentraland had 33 cents a month ago. Chris Orbach, you're killing the game. So anyway, the point is that with Decentraland, you could theoretically be sitting on it and just speculating. But I don't think that's where you actually make money in Decentraland, because with something like virtual real estate, it only is valuable if people want to go to it, right? To go to it and look at it and be there and be participating in it, right? That's the opportunity cost of, I can just buy a piece of land. Like, hell yeah, you are. Good for you. New York or downtown Nashville, Tennessee. 20 years ago, you could have bought that for like, I don't know, 1/10 of the price it is today. And then you just got bailed out because it's in a good location. The thing about with Decentraland is that there's no necessarily good location unless you make it a good location. Man, it went up fast. Yes, it did. They had some partnership with, with some casino operator or some gaming operator. I forgot who it was. And that's what shot it up a lot. Was it Atari? It was Atari, I believe. Have I read Ready Player One? No, but I've seen the movie. So that's the thing, right? So if y'all have seen Ready Player One, and I really should read the book, I think that people like the book a lot better, allegedly. Ready Player One, and then you go into this virtual world and everyone's playing in video games. It's that sort of thing, right? But the thing is about it is that you have to. It's different, and what I was trying to get back to is like, I don't think you can get away with speculating just as much as you can in real life, because I think that the better play is to create a world that people want to go to, right? Like, if you can create, I don't know, like a club in Decentraland where all the coolest, you know, the baddies hang out. I want to go hang out in the baddies club. Your baddies club is going to be worth more than another piece of land. Or you can design like an awesome house that everybody wants to go look at and take pictures in front of, or, you know, a nice art piece that, you know, everyone's going to post to their, you know, virtual Instagram. I don't know. Anyway, you want to be, it's more about how do you drive people to your business, to your site, to your location, which is why I really love the idea of that, of it's really about providing value for people. It's about providing value for people. And that's what is cool about the Decentraland product. It's just providing value for people online, right? You can buy a piece of land or build a building, and if you provide value for people online, you will get rewarded in terms of monetary compensation because your value of your land will be better. That's how the world should be, I think. And I wish it were more like that in real life real estate as well. You know, the more value I provide to somebody, the better of a house I build, the nicer of a place, generally, yeah, that is the number one driver of value. So I want it to be like that over everything. And that's why I think Decentraland is pretty cool. Uh, your book actually shows how values of NFTs could explode, Colorado Clark. Yes, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree there. I'm trying to go scroll back up to see. I know I missed a couple of things. I know I missed a couple of things. Did I miss? Oh, XRP. Let's talk a little bit more of XRP. So XRP is working with Bank of America and Flare and all that kind of stuff. I know that's been going on for a while. I'm pretty sure. I still think that I'm sticking to my guns because there's still nothing that's going. Oh, Mountain Man says AMC. Yes, and it all started by selling the first bottled water. Says TC Cooks. Yeah, that providing value to people, right? Selling first bottled water. Black Zeus says, "Where's this land?" We were talking about Decentraland. It's like this online kind of virtual world reality thing. Mountain Man, you did say to talk about AMC first, so I do have to talk about that first. I'm sorry, I can talk about Ripple a little bit more in a second, but we did talk about PS5. No, it's on PC. I don't think you can play Decentraland on PS5. I really would doubt it. Anyway, let's talk about AMC because everyone has been wanting to know a little bit more about AMC. So let me see what AMC ended at today. I believe they ended up pretty good. Didn't they end up at like $12? $14? Lord have mercy, that's pretty high. So AMC has been doing well, obviously, and I'd assume the reason why it's gone up is that maybe some GameStop holders cashed out and went into AMC. So it's something you guys have to know for GameStop and AMC. And the GameStop was down today, if I believe correctly. Unfortunately, yeah, GameStop was down 220. Big sad. GameStop and AMC have often trended very close together because they were both born. Are my only Maryland neighbor? Cheese it. I am not in Maryland. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. Upriver Studios. Sorry you're late to class. No, you're all good, Upriver Studios. I appreciate you stopping by. Gosh, what was I trying to say? GameStop and AMC. My mind. GameStop and AMC. So they've always trended close together because they were the original OG number one, number two Batman and Robin meme stocks of the century, of this decade, right? That's what a lot of these places were built out of. Sold your AMC too soon, McShaken. Don't feel that way. I don't want you to feel that way. I'm gonna talk about this more in just a second. Don't feel that FOMO. That's how you get hurt. I know because like I sold my Roblox at $70. I could have waited to 74. Oh, could have made $10 more, but I didn't. Anyway, that's how you get hurt, right? So let's talk about it in terms of these trends. Usually, like 90% of the time, you're going to get hurt if you're chasing the momentum and you're late to the party, right? So those guys and gals who have been in AMC and holding it for the long run, those guys and gals have been rewarded, and you've been rewarded pretty good. But usually when these stocks are going up and up and up and up, you never know the day it's going to flip. Like, it looks like GameStop flipped today, unfortunately. And I actually thought it would continue to go up because the stimulus checks are coming out. We'll see what happens when they continue to roll out. I know Bank of America and Wells Fargo. No. Maybe not Bank, but Wells Fargo and Chase were holding off on sending out their stimulus checks. So that's one factor. Anyway, the point is that you're often, if you're chasing after these meme and momentum stocks, is that you often are going to be left holding the bag if you keep going after them after they've run up already 100%, right? You want to be in first. And so usually, for most of the meme stocks that we've seen, we have a big spike in momentum. They spike really high, then they fall, and then they start to slowly taper down to where they were before. And I've said on this chat a few times now, I don't believe that AMC is actually going to be doing very well. And obviously, any small pieces of news is going to send it out and drive it up way, way more than it should because it is a meme stock now. And that's something that you have to understand too, is like, the valuations have been re-scrambled because now AMC is a meme stock and GameStop is a meme stock. Like GameStop probably will never be under like 40 or 50 bucks almost ever again because people are going to meme it again. Like this is probably a true statement because there will always be, the faithful, the believers, and GameStop and AMC have achieved, worship status, right? AMC and at 740, SNDL at 83 cents, locked and loaded. Good for you, Mountain Man. You made some big money. So anyway, the point with AMC now is that honestly, if you were in, I would consider getting out. Like, I personally am not a dime in the hands AMC holder, and there is no squeeze to be had left on AMC. There's not a lot of short interest that I'm aware of on AMC. At the very least, it's much, much less than it was before. So I don't think there's really any short squeeze going on. This is mostly pure momentum. And if you booked your profit today, good for you, right? Like, don't the moral of the story in these plays, unless they start driving theaters again, TC Cooksey, yeah, that would change some things. Holding your one GameStop on principle, Pezzy, as am I. I have 2 shares at 380. See, I'd say I'm not a diamond handser. I have 2 of my shares of GameStop at 380. Then I'm going to hold until the day I die and it's going to be passed on to my children. So 70 years from now, when GameStop becomes the currency of the world, right? So anyway, the point of AMC is that I would consider getting out now. I think a lot of profit probably has been made for people, and you don't want to chase after saying, oh, but what if it goes to 20? What if it goes to 30? I mean, like, what are the odds that that happens? The higher it goes, the less likely that is to happen, the more risky it is for you. If you have achieved good gains at this point, I would consider for your own sake, like potentially getting out soon, right? You can monitor it. I'm not saying to sell tomorrow, but keep a close eye out because likely when we see a fall happen, it's going to fall and happen quickly again, like a 20 to 25%. Like it went up 20% today, right? 25%. You don't think it could go down 25% too? So anyway, the point is, and I do know the reason. There was a piece of news for AMC that came out that it had California was gonna reopen its theaters in California this week. My jaw. Hello. I need to do some exercises. It was going to reopen theaters in California this week, which is obviously great for business. But y'all, the problem, my fundamental problem with these companies long term, and this is why, I very much doubt. Let's look at like a Regal Theaters stock. I don't know anything about this. RGC. Let me look at RGC. I have a theory. I'm gonna test my theory. RGC stock. Finance, yahoo.com. So Regal Theaters is another big theater chain in the United States, right? If Regal, what the heck is this? Yeah, so Regal, is this Regal? I don't know. It told me that it was, but I don't think it actually is. They might not actually be traded. Okay, I can't figure it out. But anyway, the point is that I bet you if you looked at other theater companies that you wouldn't be seeing as much of a spike as you would in an AMC. And that's because, well, first, AMC is obviously the biggest theater chain. But the second problem is that fundamentally, the age of the theater is very, very changed from where it was 2 years ago. And the key word here is distribution. Distribution. Before, in order to see a new movie that came out, you had 2 options. Actually, you had 3 options. Number 1 option, see it in the movie theaters. When Avatar or Marvel, the Endgame comes out, what are you going to do if you want to see it immediately? You have to go to the movie theater. Okay. Or number 2, you wait. You wait till it goes to DVD or Netflix. Or number 3, you pirate it and then you watch like this grainy video of someone holding it like their camcorder in the back of the theater and then people standing up and coughing in front of you, and usually there's like weird commentary. So those are your 3 options of watching a brand new movie, right? Torrent, LOL. Do a backflip, digital perk. Yo, if I could do a backflip, that'd be so cool. My back is broken. I have arthritis. So doing a backflip would probably throw my whole soul out. Yeah, buy the bootleg from the guy in the van in the parking lot, says Common Sense Wins. Absolutely. So you have 3 options when a movie would come out before, right? Now, you have another option. most of these movies go straight to streaming. Most of these movies go straight to streaming. The ratings people said they were moving to AMC, so good for them. So AMC is getting a rocket boost too. So I'm glad for all the people who own AMC, right? Uh, I am happy. I want your stock to go up, y'all. I want all stocks to go up. I know I sound like a bear a lot of the time. I want all these stocks to go up. I just don't want you to lose your money, right? This is what I want. So anyway, the point is that these movies are going straight to streaming. Raya and the Last Dragon goes straight to streaming. I mean, like before, like a big, huge Disney movie. Thank you, Ruby. A huge Disney movie would never, or Pixar. I don't know if they're Disney or Pixar. I know Disney owns Pixar. Anyway, the point is that one of these movies would be in the theaters, would be in theaters for 3 months before you could see it online. So you would have to go, you'd have to bring all the screaming kids, you'd have to buy, Mommy, Daddy, I want popcorn. And then, you'd have to give each one a $20 popcorn. And that's where AMC made its money, right? That's where AMC made its money. Trolls and Nona Bologna, yes, Trolls went straight to streaming as well. So anyway, a lot of these movies now are going to be going straight to streaming since all these different companies have their own streaming platforms. It's going to put a huge damper on movies. And I think it was Mountain Man said, there's nothing like going to see a movie in theaters, in person. I absolutely agree. I do not disagree with this. I think that going to the movies is an experience that a lot of people enjoy, and that is something that cannot be replicated at home. But the thing is that we don't need every single person in the world to be going to watch that movie straight to streaming at home for these businesses to be doing poorly. AMC was an unprofitable company before coronavirus. Let me say that again. AMC was an unprofitable company before coronavirus, right? HBO getting a lot of them, yes. So that is the problem. When they had max capacity before coronavirus, they were unprofitable, even with their $30 popcorns, right? And how can that be? That popcorn cost them 5 cents, and they were paying that guy behind the counter $7.25 an hour. Anyway, they were unprofitable before. We don't need every single person to be watching the movies of Disney straight at home. Because, yeah, I agree. Going to the movies is a good and fun experience. Can be, right? But let's say 5 to 10% of people start watching those movies straight to streaming. Do you think that's a reasonable amount of people? In fact, I think it could be even higher. But let's say 5 to 10% of people are watching straight on streaming. And then you have 5 to 10% of people who are just, are going to be super spooked by going into, theaters at least for a year or so. Even if the vaccines and stuff comes out, they've been so germophobic, paranoid that they're not going to movie theaters right now. Right? That's very reasonable too, I think. So let's say we have 10 to 20% of the population, of the movie-going population, that is not going to be going anymore. If AMC was not profitable at their original standpoint, at literally 2 years ago, at 100% occupancy for their movies, when they also had control of distribution, do you think they're going to be profitable at 80 to 85% of their occupancy? I am Izzy. They need to reinvent their service. Absolutely. Ruby says I'm no longer going. See, you got one person right here say they're no longer going. Chris Orbach says you'd rather watch it on my big screen. Okay, you've got another person. See, we've got a couple people literally right here, right? So I'm not trying to down and sink AMC into the ground and say, I hate it, I want the stock to go down. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I am trying to say that it is difficult to sustain the valuation of this company for the long term, apart from the meme value, because it was a struggling company before. It's still going to struggle mightily, even though we're all happy that it's opening again, right? That theaters are going to be opening again. I'm happy about it. But I just do want to put that out there as well. And that being said, sometimes unprofitable companies can have their stock valuation go up forever. It keeps on going, right? Tesla was, not making any money for the longest time. Amazon was not making the money for the longest time. I believe Uber and Lyft still don't make any money, right? Their valuations can continue to go up. Being unprofitable doesn't necessarily mean that your company's stock price is going to go down. So let me say that right now. But usually they want to see some sort of growth and an ability of this product to be reinvented. So that's what That's what I want, right? If AMC can reinvent its ability to sell movies and maybe they partner with a streaming service, right? Maybe, see, this is something new. I haven't heard AMC talking about this. Maybe Enron too soon? Yeah, too soon, too soon, too soon. I was barely alive when Enron happened. It was like 2003, 2004. Anyway, AMC can partner, maybe AMC partners with Netflix or Amazon Movie, right? Where you can go in and stream their service on one of their empty theaters, and you can rent out a theater and then stream it and have a throw a big party in there for a certain price. Like that's something that I think that they could be doing. Like where they can partner with different digital services and provide that physical space for people. It has to be a blend of physical and the digital experience for these companies to survive. And so that might be coming. That might be coming, but I haven't seen a lot of this information there. Isn't AMC starting to offer gaming in their theaters, your buddy Don? That would change the game, right? That would change the game. I don't know. Your uncle lost his whole retirement with Enron. I am so movie. Virtual movie or 3D movie? Yeah, those things would be cool. Sell lots of alcohol in the movies, Papa Joe, 1776. Pretty Girl London 7 says, hi, Pretty Girl London. They will go out of business in small towns. Yeah, I think it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be very, very hard to get people to get AMC to be a profitable place again. And you said selling alcohol, guys. Remember when you were a kid? Do you remember what theaters were like when you were a kid? Okay, because I do, and I used to go to my local. It was Carmike. It was Carmike before. I believe Carmike was bought by AMC. So I used to go to my Carmike theater on Tuesday afternoons. It was the matinee, and you could get a $5 popcorn. That's the only time we went to the movie theater. And you went in, and and the chairs are really small, and it was really cramped, and it was kind of dirty, and it smelled in there, and but you were there to just watch the movie, and this is just how it was, right? They have since reinvented themselves. AMC's, a lot of AMC's, if you go to the nice, like a lot of movie theaters have already like started to push selling food and drink and beverage, as you guys are saying, and they've reinvented their seats. They're now like the big seats that recline, right, and have massive cup holders, and then you can have in movie dining. Like there was no in movie dining unless you were at one of those boutique movie theaters before, right? Full lay down comfy seats, exactly. There was no in movie dining with your reclining chair 10, 15 years ago when I was a kid. Those didn't exist. They've already tried to do that. See, the thing is, they've already tried to make this experience as good as possible to drive people in, and they were still having trouble pre-corona. This is why I'm saying, like, they have to do something drastic. They have to do something drastic to really reshape their business model. But the thing is that's what kind of wild about the meme energy that they've had is that because they've had their stock price go up so much, they've been able to raise a lot of money. They've been able to raise a lot of money, refinance their debt, refinance their capital. If they can do that, this might give them the opportunity to pivot. But in order to survive, they have to pivot, right? They have to pivot. Give away free popcorn. Feeling positive. There's no way they give away free popcorn. That popcorn is their moneymaker. It costs them 1 cent. They sell it for 20. $20. So there's no way they're giving away their free popcorn. IBM Mark, AMC will be like Blockbuster. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be hard. That's my problem with AMC, right? Like, you can make money on AMC in the short term for meme value. I absolutely believe it, right? People have. It's dangerous, but you can do it, right? Especially with stimulus checks coming out. There might be more growth for AMC in the future. I personally would try to say if I bought in an AMC at $5 or $6 and it was at 14, I'd be all the way out. I'd be very happy with my 100% returns and not try to be greedy. Greed is going to get you. Greed is going to get you every single time. It's going to hurt you. But as regards to long term, I don't believe in AMC for the long term. And because I read through all their financial statements and I know it's like there's going to be a lot of problem maintaining customers. There's going to be a lot of problem maintaining customers. Ashley Rose Zoo says, you rock. Oh, thank you, Ashley. Where's your neck pillow? It's over there. My neck pillow's over there. Let me go. Let me go get my neck pillow. Look at this. Ah, I've got my neck pillow. We're comfy. We're comfing today. People are getting used to streaming IBM Mark. Yes, absolutely. TC Cooksy, you went to an empty movie theater to watch Justice League, lean back and passed out, so comfortable. Yeah, I'm not saying that those chairs aren't comfortable, and I'm not saying that having alcohol and having food and having popcorn in the movie theaters isn't a fun experience that you want to take your friends with, or you want to go on a date. I'm not saying it's not a good experience. I'm just saying that those things were all true pre-corona, and now we're in a post-corona world where it's more digital. They have less control over over distribution rights, and 10 to 20% of people are probably going to be permanently turned off from going to the movies. That is not a good recipe for success in the long run. In the future, we'll all be watching big screen movies on our Ready Player One headsets. LOL. Yeah, it's not even gonna matter when we all have good 3D AR, VR, and AR and everything. Give away the vaccine before the movie, Papa Joe. that could be the way. That could be the way. 2-for-1 COVID vaccine for moviegoers. Yeah, that's it. Y'all solved AMC's problem. They need to partner with Pfizer. They need to partner with Pfizer. Pezzy Sue, COVID turns you into a hermit, and that's the thing. Pezzy brings up a great point, and this is for a lot of things, and this is why I'm so bullish on things like Decentraland. Right? People have turned to the virtual world for everything, right? Because we have had to, right? So those habits are hard to break. If you've been in semi-quarantine for a year, and I call us in the United States a semi-quarantine because we weren't like New Zealand that actually went full quarantine for like 3 months and then got rid of Corona completely. So we definitely had it. So we were in semi-quarantine. But if you're in semi-quarantine for a year now, like those habits and those memories that you formed are going to be hard to break. You know, uh, we're again, but it's going to be something that lasts with people for a long time. And that digital transformation is not something that's going to be going away anytime soon. It was something that was happening already. So now it's like we've advanced 5 or 10 years ahead of time. Um, Feeling positive, unrelated question. What does the phi mean in DeFi? And Colorado Clark says NC did it right. Yes. Your buddy Dom says finance. Hey, you got it for me already. Yes. DeFi means decentralized finance. And the point of DeFi is that compared to centralized finance. What is centralized finance? Finance that's controlled by one banking institution, or, in terms of the overall global banking institution, like by the US dollar and the Federal Reserve Bank and the Treasury, right? Decentralized finance essentially is saying, like, hey, we can set interest rates and we can set loan terms and all that kind of stuff in between you and me and not rely upon outside government intervention to determine what should the financial market be. So in a way, decentralized finance is kind of funny because it brings together both like as far left as you can be, like the socialist movement, and all far way on the right, free market fundamentalism, and it kind of merges them together, right? Because it's all about the community, and it's about bringing people together. And what do the people want? And then also it's like pure free market fundamentals. There is no outside intervention, and everything is set by the market rates. So that's something kind of funny about decentralized finance. But I think that it is something that is going to be going really far into the future, and that's why cryptocurrency is poised to serve as that vehicle that we can get there. Because honestly, it's like, I would rather lend my money directly to you, right? I would, Chris Orbach, totally libertarian. Yeah, so I'd rather lend my money directly to you, right, than have to go through a bank, right? I would rather lend my money directly to you than go through a bank. And I think a lot of people would, right? As long as there were a way and systems and mechanisms to protect people within it. And just in the past, there have been no good systems and mechanisms to protect people to go within that, right? You discovered you have an old domain name you never use using WagFi that maybe you should use. Yeah, maybe you could. for doggy DeFi. Uh, Good segue into XRP Flare Network. Yeah, XRP Flare Network. XRP and Flare. Let's think about that. I did want to say, and that was before, right? And that was before, like a few months ago or a month ago. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Okay, so I was correct. Yeah, I have a memory. Sometimes I forget things. There's a lot of information that goes on in the world. Believe it or not, there are a lot of things that happen in the world. Wow, mind blown. Anyway, the point is that for uh for Ripple is that I still going back to it. I still want to say that I am not touching it and until the SEC's lawsuit is gone. I think they're gonna lose, but I'm waiting for their SEC lawsuit is gone because I'm concerned they're gonna lose and drop more of these partnerships. And I don't think they've dropped the BOFA partnership or like it was one of the big Swiss banks. It's like maybe it was UBS, but I don't remember which bank it was in Europe. But they had partnerships with all these banks before. But they recently, very, very recently, just lost their partnership with MoneyGram, which is one of the payments processing platforms. MoneyGram is. They lost their partnership completely. They had put it on hold, but I believe it was last Monday. They lost it completely. They announced that they completely shut down their partnership because of the SEC regulation. Now, that doesn't actually bode too well for them winning their lawsuit. I still think they're going to win, but that's just danger, Will Robinson. I don't like extra risk for no reason. Cryptocurrency is risky enough as it is. Johnson Johnson, Moderna, Pfizer. What are my thoughts? Upriver Studios. I've talked a little bit about, and if I've missed any comments, I apologize. Right, like I try my best. Johnson Johnson, Moderna, Pfizer. I've talked about this before. Is that I don't know jack about biotech pharmaceutical companies, right? I don't know anything about them, and I find them impossibly hard to evaluate and figure out how their values should be. Because I look at Moderna and I look on Pfizer and I look at Johnson and Johnson, and I'm like, okay, Pfizer vaccine is approved for the United States, and Pfizer vaccine goes up for Pfizer stock goes up like $1 and then it falls. And then Moderna is approved and it's like it goes flat. And then Johnson Johnson's approved and then like it goes down. It's like, what? Why? I don't get it. I don't understand anything about it. And over the long run, you've seen a lot of big peaks and valleys. It's like Pfizer, unlike a lot of other stocks, has been going up and down like this. Whereas most stocks that are dependent on the economy, in March fell a lot and then have slowly started coming back up as the economy slowly started getting better. Like those are much easier to understand for these companies and the problem is that they rely so heavily on a couple of factors that mostly involve government and healthcare related factors that are very heavily regulated both by FDA stuff and by obviously with like a COVID vaccine distribution. Your buddy Don, thank you for the fires. They're regulated very heavily by the government, right? And I don't know how to value government regulation. I don't know how to value their patents getting approved. I don't know how to value them losing, generic rights to, have a generic drug, like a company that sells a drug, right? And then this drug all of a sudden becomes generic. I don't know how people get around that. And why these companies are very hard to value. I personally don't know anything about it. I'll be very upfront about it. If you want to invest in them, I would consider looking online at a lot of the other analysts' rating, because what I am doing on a very broad, high level is analysis, right? Work, right? That's what I do for a living in real estate, is analyzing real estate opportunities, investment opportunities, as well as, the companies that are going into them. So that's why the background, right? So on high level, that's what I'm doing here. But I would go online and look at people who are way into the healthcare, pharmaceutical industry, biotech industry, and read what they have to say. And you can get a lot of their ratings from tipranks.com and Zacks ratings and Zacks ranks or Zacks ratings. you can go read a lot of what other analysts are saying and at least get a basic idea of how they value these companies. Because I still don't have any idea. And I've been reading these people, and I still don't get it. It is too confusing for me. I've given up. I'm too dumb. Uh, Compound seems like a good idea, but yet everyone is selling. Chris O'Reilly, I don't know much about Compound. How about that Bitcoin, huh? Just Julius too. Yeah, we've had some pullback on Bitcoin, haven't we? Look, same applies. This stuff is going to go up and down 10-20% every single day. But if you believe in it for the long term, close your eyes and hang on, right? Like if Bitcoin falls again to like the $40,000 range, I'm gonna throw a lot more money into it this time. I did not throw enough money into it when it fell to like 38 or whatever. I put like $100. It's like no. If it falls again, we buy more. We buy the dip for Bitcoin. And I say we metaphorically, right? Not investment advice. Hashtag don't sue or whatever. But if you believe in Bitcoin for the long term, like you want to be targeting a dip, right? If you believe in Bitcoin for the long term, you should be cheering every time the price goes down, because then you can buy more. Counterintuitively, right? How low do I think it can go? I think it can go. So let's talk about historically. Let's do it. Let's talk historically, and let's talk about why maybe history doesn't matter. And that's the thing. That's the thing you have to realize in every piece of analysis that goes on is that the few things we have to evaluate a company, to evaluate a cryptocurrency, is based off of first, who are the people behind it? Second, what has been happening in the past? And third, what is human psychology, right? That's all we have, because nobody knows the future. I don't know the future. You don't know the future. If you do, I've got some questions to ask for you, right? Many. Anyway, the point is that we don't know the future, so we can only use our limited knowledge and our very small, puny, primitive human brains to predict stuff the best we can. So how we predict these things is looking at those factors. And so historically, for Bitcoin, right, the maximum pullback, I think it's like 70 or 80% that's happened. Like that was the big crash, I think, in 2018, where it hit like 20 grand and pulled back all the way down to like 4, I believe, and then traded a little bit lower than that for a while, but that was the initial major pullback. So let's say it's 80 to even 90%. So maximum I would ever expect on this pullback, I think historically, from history, is that, $50,000 could go down to what? What's 80% gone of that? 10? So let's say Bitcoin goes to $10,000. The problem with that and looking at history is that sometimes history is not analogous anymore, and that there have been things that have changed in the environment that it doesn't really matter. So people, for example, this makes me mad all the time. People look at the historical returns of the stock market and they include like the Great Depression. Like, what does the Great Depression in 1929 have anything to do with today's market that is driven mostly by computer algorithm trading, and we have way more people with access to the market? And, back then it's like barely anything existed and people literally, did their it's even more BS back then than it is now, right? So, oh no, my computer stream recording has gone down. Let's retry. Good. So, even more BS then than it is now. What does that have anything to do with today's market? I think almost absolutely zero, but yet people go back to it and look like, oh, it plunged like 1,000%, and it's going to be like that again. We're at this higher price to equity ratio or price to earnings ratio than in the Great Depression. It's like, yeah, but like that's not, that world has almost nothing to do with the world we live in right now, right? Personally, I think that world doesn't have a lot to do with it. Wally Matu asked me if I'm practicing for my cross-country flight. Yes, I'm about to go take off like a bird, bro. Yes, absolutely. So that's the thing of that. So going back to Bitcoin, right? How much will Bitcoin pull back? Historically, we might think 80 to 90%. But I don't think it would go that far, right? We had we saw at the beginning of a potential bear market crash when Bitcoin hit 58,000, then fell all the way to 40. That's like 20, 30, that's like 25 to 30% of its value. That's a lot, right? 30% is definitely a huge bear market for any investment. So when that happened, you might be like, oh, is it happening? Is it happening? Well, it didn't happen. We hit a floor, right? And people bought in. And especially Tesla and MicroStrategy, they saw that stuff as not a panic. They saw that stuff as buying opportunity. And I think that's where we have something that's changed. Like I find it hard to believe that people won't evaluate it at the same way. If Bitcoin goes to 25,000 or to $10,000, Lord have mercy. I'm putting all of my money into Bitcoin and I'm closing my eyes and never looking at it ever again. Because I believe in it for the long term. And gosh, if it goes that low, I know other people are going to be buying it too. And what happens when other people buy? It goes back up. Wow. Wow. Markets are fun. Aren't they fun? Numbers, demand, supply. Wow. So anyway, the point is that I think that there's too much institutional support right now to actually allow it to have an 80-90% collapse. So I would be very, very surprised if that would happen, right? That's the difference between now and 4 years ago, is that there's so much more institutional support behind it. So that's why I would be looking at that. Looks like a wide receiver, LOL. What, with my pillow here? Yeah. Uh, a lot of news on Ripple and Crypto Panic app. Yeah, TC Cooksey, you've been talking about this Crypto Panic app. I haven't looked into it, so that is something interesting to look at. From last week's live, believe it or not, people are people, Colorado Clark. Yeah, that's words of wisdom, right? People are people too. Humans are people too. I like to tell myself that. And this is something I tell myself often. And I think it's a good way to look at life. If you're feeling down, uh, you can accept that you're stupid. You just say, I am stupid, but they are too. Because we're all human, right? I am stupid, but so are they. And if you have too high of an ego, they are stupid, but so am I. They are stupid, but so am I. Anyway, that's how I like to look at people. Like, we're not very smart, right? But we do our best. We do our best. It's okay to not be smart. We do, it's okay not to understand the world. It's too complicated for our brains. But that's okay. That's okay, right? We do our best anyway. I'm trying to read. Hope it goes underground. Everyone loses face so you can get in cheaper. Just Julius too. Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking for buying opportunities. Buffett dropped his bank stocks and bought more Bank of America, who works with XRP Ripple, prodigal athlete. That's interesting. That is interesting, what Warren Buffett did. Thoughts on SafeMoon? A lot of people talking about it. Navani, I've never heard of SafeMoon, but I'll try to look it up if I have time. There were news today on Moderna today of a new COVID-19 vaccine. Really? I didn't hear it. COVID-19 Moderna. I got the Moderna shot, by the way, y'all, which I was very happy to get. I got it last week. So if you have the opportunity to get it, to register, obviously please go do do so, right? New testing of new COVID-19 vaccine. Why? What is this for? And obviously, y'all are going to look at me as like, this kid's 23 years old. Why did he get the vaccine? It's because I've got asthmatic privileges. Apparently, my doctor said my asthma qualifies as moderate to severe. So I've got my asthmatic privileges of not being able to breathe. So they're like, here, come have this vaccine. I said, okay, I'm ready. Anyway, Moderna Inc. said on Monday it had dosed the first patients in an early stage study of a new COVID-19 vaccine candidate for evaluation as a next generation shot. Okay, so it's just so that they can have one that doesn't have to be in like deep freezers anymore. That's pretty cool. That's good for them. Because we're gonna need more. Like, COVID-19 is never going away, guys. It's like it's going to turn into just like different variants, like the UK variant, the South Africa variant, or whatever. They're going to spread, they're going to mutate, they're going to turn into new ones. So it's going to be like the flu shot, I think, like into the future. It's going to be like the flu shot where you're going to get like a flu shot every year and a COVID shot every year. And it's just going to be like changing in different strains. Genuinely, I believe that's going to be happening. Obviously, it's going to take a while to ramp up to get there because they have to spend most of their money on like vaccinating the rest of the world right? US people or Western world people in general were very, very lucky, very, very privileged to be able to be at the front of the line to getting vaccines, but the majority of the world has not been getting them. So that is sad. Navani says, Papa Joe says, don't do it, a big time meme coin on SafeMoon. Okay, interesting. Are any nanotechs going up, TC Cooksey? I don't know, my friend. Vaccine stocks can be scary. AZ now reporting, AstraZeneca reporting blood clots, could drop stock, risky, feeling positive. Yeah, absolutely. These biotech companies are too risky. Tesla did well, bought some Ford, we'll see. Good for you, Upriver Studios. ADA, Papa Joe. I'm big on ADA. I'm looking to make an entry at $1, and it's not hit $1 yet. I have a limit order on $1 at 88. How much are they making on vaccine versus money spent given them to develop in returns for shot Colorado Clark? I don't know, and it's hard to get that information. And also, I don't even know if that's the full relevant picture because they spend a lot of their money lobbying. They spend a lot of their money on advertising and stuff. So I don't know. And they don't just do COVID vaccines, right? They do a lot of different products. So one product that has a lawsuit against them, which happens all the time in pharmaceuticals, is can hurt them. So that's why it's dangerous. Hint, I know I'm super far behind, y'all. I know I'm super far behind. So I'm trying to catch up. And when I do, I probably am going to be needing to log off here. Electric buses have many contracts in the USA. Look it up. Let's see. Colorado Clark, how much are the developers making out the cost? Ruby says, I sold some Bitcoin because you got tired. Oh no, Ruby, I'm sorry. You gotta hold. We're holding for the future, right? We're holding for the future. Yes, you should have bought more Bitcoin when you said it was down. Hey, Upriver Studios, it's okay. There's always gonna be more opportunities. So no FOMO, right? No FOMO. When I say points falling, do I mean percent? I probably did, Beer Car. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm trying to catch up here. Could an NFT style approach work in the real estate market? Just Julius too? I absolutely think so. I mean, you could use NFTs for deeds. You can make them more interchangeable that way. You could I don't know. You could do all sorts of things with NFTs in real estate. I think that tokenization of real estate is coming, in which I could, for example, let's say I have a apartment building that usually would be traded in a REIT, for example, real estate investment trust, and you can own shares of the REIT. Why not own different tokens? Let's say I can just issue 1 million, building tokens of Building Z, and just have those be traded around. And the more profitable the building is, the more those tokens are worth. Why not? I think blockchain definitely can go into real estate. It's just real estate is an old and stodgy environment. The amount of people who, let's say the amount of people who look like me who are in the real estate business are very few. Okay, at least in the United States of America. So the amount of people who are and not just I'm the fact that I'm Asian or whatever, is that also that they are young, right? There are very few young people in real estate because all the old guys control the money. So, and they make it hard for people to break in a lot of the time. So it's going to be hard to see a lot of innovation in real estate, but it's coming. Who wins next year's Super Bowl? Get your tarot cards. I must have been talking about the future right there. Bitcoin Titans are winning the next year's Super Bowl. By the way, go Titans. Tighten up. Let's see. I'm trying to keep going. Crypto is still much easier than the stock market. IMO. Chris Orbach. Yeah, I think so too. Everyone wants to do stocks. I mean, look, crypto is way more risky, and I wouldn't say easy, maybe, but in terms of, I think, easier to make money, I would say it is actually probably in terms of how much time and energy you have to put in to making money in crypto versus making money in stocks. I'd say crypto is easier because of pure supply, demand, fundamental valuation, right? The end. Supply, demand, right? I know there will be more demand in the future, and supply, if the right coins, is stable or not going or deflationary. That is good. Less supply, more demand is good. Long run, very good. Make me very happy, right? Problem with companies is that companies have to operate. Companies have to be businesses a lot of the time. And they usually have to make money, and companies can fail, right? Everyone wanted to invest in electric vehicle stocks until, and still do, right? But someone like Nikola blew up, right? Nikola was one of these companies that people realized, oh, their founder is kind of a lunatic, and now this company's gonna fall apart. Or WeWork, y'all remember WeWork? Adam Newman, his best ability was that he was able to sell the heck out of everybody. And he built his company into at one point a $60 billion valuation company, and then it fell apart to like $4 billion, and I don't know how much it's worth now, but it's not doing very well, right? Like, these things fall apart. And obviously, cryptocurrency can fall apart too. But when you have way more people working on a product, like on Ethereum, right, or a Cardano, because it's decentralized, that also is a strength in numbers kind of thing. Is like one program, on a platform could fall off, but you'll have other ones that are there to take its place. So, in terms of that sense too, it is easier. Also, though, one consideration against that is that something like the S&P 500, which I put in money into it every week, I have that thing on auto draw. It's like, oh my gosh, Andy, you're putting money into the S&P is like when you can, like, your own business or other things, you can make way more percentage returns on than like 7 to 10% average return every year. It's like, why would you ever do that? It's like, doesn't require any thinking. And if the S&P ever starts to fall pretty heavily, I know the government's going to come bail me out. The reason why is that rich people own government currently in the United States of America, and as we saw, they were way more happy to pass coronavirus stimulus when rich people's stock go down, right? Rich people own a lot of stock. I want to own what the rich people own so that they can bring me up with them. Right? Better to float with the tide than fight the tide most of the time, right? And for better or for worse, that is the case, right? Do I think AMC will go to 2K? Call him Ernesto. Yo, if AMC goes to 2K, Mountain Man, if you're still here, all of y'all who own AMC, if AMC goes to 2K, y'all can buy me some dinner, okay? You can afford it that way. You can afford it. You got Bitcoin at 42, sold at 60, waiting for it to fall so you can get in. Oh, good for you, Ruby. That's some mega money. Good for you. Good for you. Ooh, it has a hood? Wildly Matu. Yeah, y'all haven't seen this thing? I've been talking about this neck pillow since the beginning of my streams, y'all. Like, this is the most comfortable thing I've ever had on me. Like, it has a hood and it's like fleece lined. It keeps your face warm. Oh my gosh. Is this not like the greatest invention of all time? Now, whatever this company is, Bell, Howell, y'all, if y'all out there, I'm trying to get a sponsor. I'm trying to get a sponsorship for neck pillows. I'm gonna be the only guy on the internet who has a neck pillow sponsorship, but I want it. I want it, absolutely. Bitcoin Cash, how does that fit in? Nona Bologna. Bitcoin Cash is a fork of Bitcoin. So what a hard fork is that you have things in the Bitcoin or a blockchain ledger, and what a ledger is a record of all the transactions. And in as many words, the reason why Bitcoin and all these other cryptocurrencies are safe is because they record all of their information in a ledger, and it's just really a list of transactions. And the more things that are recorded, the safer it is. So when a hard fork happens, that means that there's a split in the ledger, right? And when this split happens, is that essentially one group of people say, I believe in this ledger and I believe in this ledger. It's like actually creating alternate realities. And so that's what Bitcoin Cash happened. I'm not a big fan of Bitcoin Cash or like Ethereum Classic, for example, because these were both hard forks. And, why would I own the one that nobody cares about? Essentially, is my theory. Those coins to me are mostly just for speculation and don't have as much value as a real Bitcoin. And that's the reason why Bitcoin is worth $50,000 and Bitcoin Cash is worth like what, a couple hundred, right? And why Ethereum regular is worth like a few $1,000s and Ethereum Classic is worth like 10. There's a reason. There's a reason. Guy, the squeeze has enough strength for 5,500 before margin calls. Never say never and call him Ernesto. That's what I'm saying, Colin Ernesto. If y'all are gonna squeeze that thing to 5,500 on AMC, I'm ready. Take me along for the ride. Uh, More curious how much higher Bitcoin could go, Chris Orbach. I mean, I believe it's going to $100,000 probably within the next couple of years. I'm not sure if it's going to be hitting it like at the end of this year, but I think it's coming. I think the march is coming. Uh, how did Bitcoin perform during the COVID's biggest drop? I don't actually know off the top of my head. Feeling positive, bought SOS and Marathon, which are crypto miners that go up with crypto. Yeah, those stocks definitely go up with crypto. I've said a couple times before. I have some thoughts about those. I want to keep talking, but it's 11:30 and I need to go to bed, so I'm going to try to get through these. Reason you bug you about it is from all access minute by minute on crypto with a search. Yeah, that, what was it called? Crypto news, panic crypto or something. That's interesting. Got your 2 shots of Pfizer. Good for you, Ruby. Asthma. Yeah, that's the asthma privileges. What do I think of VGACs? Is true up to $10 a share return. Merger doesn't happen with 23andMe. VGAC, is that an acquisition core? I'd love to look into it. I mean, these acquisition cores are. I think I hopefully I've saved some people some money on these acquisition core stuff. Blah 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 blah. Never had a flu shot. Haven't been sick since 2005. Good for you, TC Cooksey. I'm glad. I'm very glad. Getting your second shot on Saturday. Good for you, Ailey. I love that. Your buddy told you to buy CCIV a month and a half ago and didn't listen. Texas 2 and H. Yeah. I mean, if you bought CCIV 2.5 months ago, I mean, you'd be a month and a half ago. You'd obviously be way ahead of the game. But I'm glad you didn't buy it when it was $60. As I know we have a few friends in here who bought it really high at its peak. But good for them. You know, it's came back up. You know, I was telling people it would be trading down at $20 for a while, and it did. It hit 20, and then now recently it's had a pretty good rally. Mostly because they had the news that came out that the Lucid CEO was actually driving the car in public, I believe, or he just made a new video about it. Haven't watched the full thing, but that's why CCIV has been trading higher now. You're a hot papacito. Thank you, Ruby. I appreciate you. Always, always, always. In 10 years, kids won't use Cash App via Mark. Yeah, I think we'll see. We'll see what happens. Titans Super Bowl, ha ha ha, good luck, sir. Absolutely. You don't believe? You gotta believe in the Titans. Derrick Henry, look, if you guys have seen Derrick Henry, he's like 6'3" and like 250 pounds, but can run faster than anybody in the world, or like almost any guy on the football field. Like, can you imagine somebody hitting you like that? God, you're instantly gonna crumble. I would like turn into dust immediately. Ruby, thank you for the fire. Ethereum or Bitcoin, says IBM Mark. Why not both? ¿Por qué no los dos? Right? I mean, look, you have more probably potential gain in Ethereum because it's a little bit riskier because the Cardanos and Polkadots of the world want to be Ethereum killers or whatever. But also, at the same time, it messed with my hair. I had that really nice spiky anime hair a second ago. Anyway, but Bitcoin obviously is a safer, more institutional product. So I own both. Why not both? You know? TC Cooksey, never compete against day traders. They have access to the mainstream and inside tips. Yes. Good for you, TC Cooksey. That's what I try to tell people too. It's like, we're not sitting around, as when it goes to day trading, it's like, I'm not sitting around with a Harvard or a Stanford or MIT degree in computer science that I can have code writing for me to analyze every single dip and every single market price and have 10 different monitors and have access to the Bloomberg terminal and access to all my other friends who are doing the same thing. And like, I knew guys in college at Vandy, they wrote code to like day trade for them. And like, they did pretty well. A couple of them were like printing money. I'm just like, geez, some people have all the luck. I want to make my own money the old-fashioned way, creating value for the world. So lame. S&P dad stonks. Yes, I'm a dad stonker in a kid botter. Is there a way to make real estate like the stock market, so you own a property and sell pieces of it? Just Julius too. Yeah, maybe I was talking about that, but The way you would have to do it is tokenization to really have it on the open market. You can technically enter into something called tenants in common with any number of people, and that's typically how condominium associations are set up. Is that you're owning a tenant in common of the entire condominium building? Technically, it's like when you own a condo. Technically, you only own the space inside your condo, and the walls of the building are like actually the exterior walls are actually owned by the condominium association. So technically, you are like owning a percentage of the building by virtue of being in the association while also owning your own space. So it would be like that, but more fluid. They're always going to do a forced stimulus package. Yes, I know. You don't trust a vaccine that hasn't passed the FDA nor the animal trials. Oh, TC Cooksey, I'm sad. Well, I'm glad you're not getting sick at the very least. I'm glad you're not getting sick at the very least. Turn around, TC Cooksey. What do I got? What do I got going on? Yeah, messed up the back of my head. Feelings positive. I'll sponsor you. Oh, thank you for the sponsor. Just Fast says yes. Hello, Just Fast. Should be oversized hood to cover the sleeping face. Yeah. Feeling positive says, I'm going to send you new WAGFi shirts to advertise. Just need to figure out what to do for it. Yeah. I'm saying doggy DeFi, Doge, Hoge. Y'all, we're onto something. Let's start Hoge part 4. Part 6. Part 6, the Hoge Boogaloo. This time, it's personal. And that's what WAGFi is. The most valuable currency.crypto, right? As our friend from earlier said. Yarn Joe, which crypto is good to buy right now? Yes, which crypto? I mean, most cryptos are good, y'all. I would say if you really don't know and you haven't done the time to research and everything, read the white papers, right? But buy Bitcoin and Ethereum is the safest ones, right? Those are not the ones that are gonna moon. Those are not the ones that are gonna have an altcoin moonshot and gain 1,000% in a week. It's not gonna happen. But, can you be booking nice percentages over the next few years? Yes, I absolutely think so. And they are much safer. If you're starting out and you're asking idiot on the internet, me, and I will refer to myself as idiot on the internet all day, every day. What to buy? I would consider you more of a beginner usually, right? So start with the beginner ones, right? There's no shame in being a beginner. I still consider myself at the very most beginner intermediate, kind of saying I don't think I know nearly there is enough to know about cryptocurrency. And that's okay. That's okay. I personally am trying to target an entry in Cardano at $1. So personally, but that's because I read a lot about it. I believe in it. I believe in the guy who's doing it. You might not be there yet, and I want you to be there, education-wise, before you invest into it, right? Even if I am doing it, right? Don't just blindly follow what other people are doing just because they're doing. Elba Zavala, sleep, angel. Yes, that's me. Ow, gosh, my jaw. Have a good evening. Thank you, Nolan Bologna. Bell and Howell was one of the largest home movie camera and projector companies in the world in 1950s. Is that true? Is that what this is? This is a movie projector? Neck pillow? Yeah, maybe I need to talk to AMC. This is how AMC gets back in the business. They sell these. Okay, this is the most comfortable thing that I own. I love it. I love this thing to death. I will take this thing to my deathbed. I hope I am laid in my grave with this thing. What's a good brokerage to buy stocks on? Playboy, Pacheco. I'm using SoFi. I like SoFi a lot. It's very easy interface. And that's mostly to just buy and hold. It does not have a lot of heavy kind of trading interfaces stuff. But, I think for most people it works easy to use. And it's also integrated with a lot of different money accounts and all this other stuff that I really like SoFi for. But as far as if you're trying to be a more active trader, Webull is a pretty good platform for that. It's just more complicated, has a longer learning curve, steeper learning curve, but it has a lot more functionality if you're going to do more complicated advanced trading. But I think most people don't need to be doing that right now, especially if you don't, have a brokerage, right? TC Cooksey said, heard CCIV in January on TikTok. They said people are just guessing, so you didn't. Yeah. I mean, the thing is most of these times people were just guessing, but we didn't really know back in the day, back in early January, that all these things, that the meme stock investing and the retail trader and all this stuff would rise up and become so powerful, right? I don't think anybody knew that it would back then. So that's what has driven a lot of the momentum and energy in the past few months or so, and that's not going away. But don't feel bad on missing out. There's definitely going to be more meme momentum opportunities. Did I see my question about real estate and stocks? Just Julius. Hopefully, I did answer it. You're buying CRO in 3 days, Houston, Texas. Good for you, my friend. Good returns on Owens Corning, Upriver Studio Shop. I love me some Owens Corning. Owens Corning is like insulation. I love insulation. Insulation. Like I'm installing insulation myself in our home, in our crawl space, right? Like keeping the moisture out, keeping our home warm, keeping our hardwood floors safer. Your hardwood floors expand and contract, y'all, if you have hardwood floors in your house and you want to keep your basement or your crawl space insulated. I talk about insulation all day long. Let's see. Oh, what did my hoodie thing look like from the back? Yeah, it looks like this. I think I accidentally skipped some message. Oh, I'm close. I'm so close to being done. Don't understand tokenization, prodigal athlete. Yeah, it's complicated, but it's going to have to wait for tomorrow. I'm just trying to get through as many questions as I can fairly quickly before I have to go. Want to create the old-fashioned way prostitution, says user 5565. The world's oldest profession, isn't that? Just Julius 2, can I speak more of an idea that you have with me somehow? Yeah, if you want to send me an idea or get in touch with me, easiest way to do it is through my probably Instagram or YouTube, and the link is in bio if you want to talk to me there. If buildings are blockchains, we won't need lawyers. IBM Mark, yeah, hell yeah, we don't. I'd love to be able to look. You know how much we have to pay for title transactions in real estate? Like thousands and thousands of dollars. Like if I can just like send you a NFT token to represent that you own my building now, gosh, that would save me a lot of money. I mean, obviously you have to record it with the government. Still, the government is always going to want to be knowledgeable of it, and you have to, right? You have to let the government know. But maybe you can just give somebody your NFT that's on a hard drive, and like that requires that's the conveyance, and then you just have to sign like the piece of paperwork on the deed for the government. Could be a lot faster. You might save a lot of money. I don't know. Ed the dude, AMC to 2000. Dude, if AMC goes to 2000, you're buying me lunch, right? TC Cooksey says, after the lawsuit, XRP will be over $1 and never go back down. I tend to agree that XRP is going to have a huge boost after the lawsuit, yes. Colorado Clark says you disagree, and Upriver Studios Shop says cool. I don't know what you guys are disagreeing with. I thought Bell & Howell was a defense contractor for the U.S. government. That's different, and that makes me sadder about my neck pillow. Gemini say use Webull in U.S. Roofing, yes. Is there a best time to purchase gold and silver? Chief Data 3, I don't know anything about gold and silver, really. I don't know much about it. We love you, man. That's why we keep talking, LOL. Hopefully I'm doing good for you. Feeling positive said when it's low. Yes, when it's low, right? I don't know anything about gold and silver specifically. Remember that airflow is essential in the process of insulating your home. Just Julius 2, yes, absolutely. That's why we're gonna condition that crawl space. Y'all, I'm big into the conditioned crawl spaces, right? Conditioned crawl spaces are your friend. That's good building science. Y'all, like if I weren't a stock guy or like just like a real estate developer, like I could nerd out. Building science is the coolest stuff. Like making your buildings perform optimally so that you can have a solar panel on your roof or something, or like geothermal energy, and then not use any extra outside electricity, and then your house is just so well insulated that it can sustain itself. I love it. Net zero energy passive homes. I love it. So your idea sounds good, or at least what you've got so far. Yeah, I mean that's something that I think is going to be necessary in cryptocurrency, in real estate. I think tokenization to some extent is coming. There are companies doing that right now. I don't know enough about it, but if you search about it, of tokenization of real estate, that there will be stuff that you can read about. Uphold shows that market. Yeah, Uphold, you can do a lot of that trading as well. QDQ, what about copper? I don't know anything about copper. I don't know big gold and silver. I don't know anything about copper. Commodities are a whole different beast. Pink Panther Man. Okay, Yarnja, thanks. Thank you. I made it to the end of the chat. Can you guys believe it? I caught up. Literally took me the last, hour to catch up. Anyway, I'm here. I've got to go. It's 11:40 my time, and I'm supposed to be working tomorrow. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you have enjoyed the live stream today. Hopefully, we've got some good information for you. Cut out of the same stone, my friend, when it comes to my home endeavors. Just Julius too. Yay, thank you, Just Julius. And you did it, feeling positive. Yes, we did it. So thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, we've all learned something today. We're going to be advancing in our investing career. Pezisu says bye. Thank you guys. If you guys want to catch this recording, or if you're missing one for the next day, I have recorded this. This is being recorded on my computer as we speak, and it's going to be uploaded to my YouTube channel, which is the link is in bio if you want to watch it there, or in case you can't catch me live, right? If not, if you want to see me tomorrow, I'm going to be here from 9 to 11 Central Time within that range. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Solve all the world problems. Absolutely, cutie cute. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate y'all coming out here. Remember, be here tomorrow if you want, and if you can't catch me live, they're going to my YouTube channel. And the best thing you guys can do, always to support me, is that when I start making my TikTok videos again, and I know I keep saying I'm going to start again. It's been 2.5 weeks. Anyway, it takes a lot of energy for me to do these, believe it or not. It's already a lot of content creation. Leave me a like and leave me a comment, all that good stuff. That would help me a lot. All right, y'all take it easy. Be safe, Willie Hess, thank you. Thanks, Dog D. Smith, thank you, my friend. And I will talk to you all soon. Talk to you.